welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the show. Pastor Jay is back here. I'm ready to get into this little study, little quick study. It ain't too deep, it ain't too detailed, but we're going to get into it. Are we under the Old Testament law? Now, this is a request from one of my subscribers. They put it on one of my videos here. He wanted me to focus on the Old Testament law and our Christians still under the Old Testament law. So let's just get into it. So we got here the Ten Commandments, which were universal during that time, and a lot of people were commanded to follow this, no matter if you were a Jew or not, because they were the moral law. So we're going to focus on the first three commandments. And these first three commandments focus on the relationship between gods and humans. So the first commandment, which is in Exodus 20 verses 2 through 3, which is not to have any other gods before me. This is what God was telling Moses to put down on those tablets. That he should have any other gods before me. That's kind of explanatory. It's out there. I shouldn't have to explain more about it. But basically, God is number one. Everybody else can just stay out the way. So we got the second commandment here, Exodus 20, 4 through 6. Thou shalt not make unto any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven or on earth. So you can't make any idols. He doesn't want no idols. So he doesn't want any gods nor no idols. This is what God is saying here. No gods, no idols. You will only give him worship. This is why he was saying that, because if you make something during this time, if you made something that was, like a statue, like in Daniel, the great Nebuchadnezzar, you made a statue, they bowed down and worshiped that. And God was saying, no, we're not. And that was way after, but this was the reason for that you shouldn't make anything that you can worship. No image. You're supposed to give him the worship. The third commandment, Exodus 20, verse 7. Thou shalt not take his name in vain. You're not going to blaspheme God's name. You're not going to disrespect God's name. You're going to put some respect on God's name. That's what you're going to do. This is what God was trying to tell Moses. You're going to respect my name, or I'm going to have to deal with you. This was the mentality here. Because God didn't play around. When it came to who he was and how you worship him and how you respected him, he didn't play any games. It matters. And this is what you need to know. You need to know that it matters. It matters to God of how you treat him. We got the fourth commandment here, which is kind of a transitional commandment. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. Right? And what's in particular and significant is verse 11. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that them is, and rested on the seventh day. Right? So he worked for 6 days. On the seventh day, he chilled out. That's what he wanted them to do. He wanted you to replicate the way he did life. The way he created everything. The way God worked, that's the way you should work. You should work 6 days and chill out and remember him on the seventh day and worship. That's what he wants you to do. He worked for 6 days and rested. You work for 6 days and you rest on the seventh day, and then you take your time to reverence his work. This is the meaning for the fourth commandment. And then from the fifth commandment all the way to the last one, it's basically, the human relationship. How you treat your neighbor, how you treat your friend, how you treat your brother. How do you treat your co-workers? How you treat family, how do you treat strangers, people you don't even know. This is for everybody. You got to honor your father and your mother. This is the fifth commandment. Don't disrespect your mom and pops. You need to honor them because they have that wisdom. They have that knowledge that you need to have when situations in life come up. They have that. And this is what God was trying to tell them. Today we got kids disrespecting their parents. We got broken homes. And this message is not about that. We can talk about that later if you want. But this is what this commandment was trying to tell you here. Whatever your mom and pops, you may not completely, they're not even be believers. But still, honor your father and your mother. Recognize them for who they are. That's your mama, that's your father. Listen to what they have to say. Because they got some wisdom. They teach you in different ways. They teach you indirectly and directly. If they were a bad parent, you need to learn from that, not to be a bad parent. If they're a good parent, learn from them, and learn how to be a good parent. They have that wisdom that you need to have so they're trying to pass it down to you. Honor your father and your mother. Thou shalt not kill. Now, why I got murder on here? Because some people love to say, oh, you kill someone, it's a sin. It's always a sin when you kill someone. Not true. And the Hebrew word for this word kill is murder. It's meant for murder. When God, and that's later, we can talk about that later, but I'm going to just say this real quick. The word is not to just, the word means for murder. The Hebrew word is for murder, not just, kill. And then God, don't even try that. We can talk about, again, like I said, we can talk more about that later, but the word is meant here is for murder. Thou shalt not kill, murder. For Exodus 20:14, it says here, thou shalt not commit adultery, right? Don't cheat on your spouse. Plain and simple. Stay faithful. Don't get caught up. Don't cheat on your spouse. Here, Exodus 20:15, the 8th commandment, thou shalt not steal. Like straightforward, basically, don't need to explain that. Don't steal. 20:16, don't bear false witness against thy neighbor or anybody. Don't lie. Be straightforward. 10th commandment, right? 20:17, right? Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, right? People love to use it just to say, don't covet thy wife. No, it means more than that. Don't covet your person, the other person's possessions. Right? Don't be jealous of that. Don't let the other person's possessions make you do something stupid because you want it. And you want it so bad that you're willing to do something stupid, like steal. So these are the 10 commandments, man. These are the things that, that are important. This was the moral law. Now, you're going to be wondering, okay, is the moral law, we should still follow that. And they had more, there was more to the Old Testament law than just the moral law. It was just, like they had a bunch of ceremonial laws and a bunch of, civil laws, but God specifically gave Moses the 10 commandments, right? They hold more weight. And the ceremonial laws and the civil laws, I don't really have too much information on that on this PowerPoint, but I can tell you this much. If you look up in Scripture, those laws were for the Jews. The ceremonial law, the Passover, and all that, those were Jewish practices. That wasn't for the Gentiles. Those were only Jewish practices. We're going to cover part 2 in the next video. You guys stay safe. Please like, comment, and subscribe. You got questions? Hit me up on the email. If you got questions, hit me up on the comment section. You guys have a great day. Stay safe.